Greetings, everyone. Thank you for being here. Excited I am to be here. I am Aurora. I am the founder of A.U.R.A Hypnosis Healing, where we get to share basically through our YouTube channel the different sessions that the higher selves of the different people that come to me, my different clients that come, and we place them into the hypnosis in a sacred, safe manner where we energetically help them connect. And then they share their sessions here on YouTube. If you want to watch those, you can find a playlist under my YouTube channel where they share the true galactic stories, as they are stories of the infinite, of fractals of higher selves from beyond and the universes, the multiverses, and on. Thank you. It's an honor to be here with you. It is a joy to be here, to be channeling Mary Magdalene. I have channeled Yeshua several times throughout the years of being here on YouTube. And it is such an honor now to be channeling her, his other half, and to be sharing her story. We hear plenty of Yeshua. Now it's time to hear her story and allow for her to speak. Thank you for being here in chat. Thank you for your love and your support. Thank you. You can find me in Rising Phoenix, my website, risingphoenixaurora.com, as well as Patreon, Rising Phoenix Aurora. To support these videos, you can support us through Patreon. Thank you. Otherwise, I will see you every Friday. Subscribe, hit the bell button, and like. I typically here every Friday. All right. And if we can, in chat, if you didn't get a chance to write your question. Thank you, everyone. Going to go ahead and start preparing myself to go into channel. Thank you. Greetings. What a most beautiful honor it is to be here with you, communicating in such a beautiful day. Thank you. It is an honor. I am Mary Magdalene, as you would know me through your time and space, and Earth's galactic history. Today, I shall tell a bit of my story, and then allowing questions to come forth. Starting off with today's beautiful day of September 11, 9/11. Within 111, let us send love to the earth. Nine representing 9/11, specifically representing within our Earth's construct. Though, as we know, it was changed to a 12-month cycle. We operate from this organically now, for that is what we can, since the collective holds a higher percentage of understanding of a 12-month cycle versus 13-month cycle. 9/11 is one of the most special days of the year. The reason being is because of its portal energetic significance. In this very day that we are channeling today, the original day was then when, on the 9/11 date, that is, numerology, as we have channeled prior, my beautiful beloved, to inflame Yeshua, has spoken through prior. It is his birthday. Therefore, it is an honor once more to be channeling on his birthday and paying honor and homage to his beautiful heart. And so, though he is infinitely humbled, he would never allow any recognition to him and never quite likes to celebrate much for him. I am here in celebration today, and we thank you for being in celebration as well with us today. It is a joyous day, for in that time of 9/11, in the years that he was birthed, it was the most pivotal moment in time after the falling of Atlantis that occurred within Earth's history, for the stars and the star Sirius united, amplifying with other clusters of stars, bringing forth that portal day of his birthing. 9, the number 9 specifically, is a number of what has already occurred after the ascension, bringing forth unity, infinite knowledge, wisdom, love upon this earthly plane. 11 representing new beginnings, rebirth, renewal. After a completion, the number 9 represents you are about to complete a most significant, important cycle that your soul has gone through. It represents that. And when you combine the number 9 and 11, it equals the number 11 once more. It's a most powerful, beautiful number. And the tainting, the violence, the black magic that was created upon his birthday. We would love for you to be able to help us celebrate it instead of creating a negative energy, black magic upon this day. For as you know, the Illuminati created and planted the 9/11 attacks on this specific day for this, the intent specifically to infringe upon the greatness that was created on his birth and thereon, that continues to travel throughout the world even now. And let's send the love. It's all take 30 seconds and send love to any damage that these elites have caused upon this day. Send it love to those that they harm, their families, the collective, and how they changed the world that day. Releasing and transmuting that falsitude of black magic spell upon 9/11, for it is still there, and we are here today to help, to invite you to help us transmute that spell, binding, releasing it. They have been using this every year as their biggest harvesting of black magic energy, with all the propaganda, fake, false news upon it, the trauma that was created through the families that did lose family members. Been feeding off this tremendously, causing havoc upon this positive timeline. We bring this into your awareness today. Because of that, it is time for you to be aware of this. We need water. Thank you for allowing very important, vital, intimate information to be shared to you. Thank you. Let's. I am overjoyed. I am overjoyed to be here. My heart is fluttering from beyond the veil. I shall begin at the beginning of my creation story. And then we shall go into how it was that Yeshua and I met. And from there, we shall open it up for questions. I shall begin today where I too found recognition, just as too Yeshua told his story about how it was that he sprung forth from the Divine Mother's heart. I sprung forth in that very moment in time as well from him. For we are, as we are twin flames, we both are the 13th key, the infinite universal law of love. We are part of the collective consciousness that keeps this universe in balance. We are the 13th key together, Yeshua and I. He cannot be the 13th key without me, as I cannot be the 13th key without him. We are a completion of one another. And his beautiful story is mine as well. We are the infinite love, the love that runs through all the universe, all that brings life. We are that life force that is connected to the Divine Mother, that aids within creation of birthing of souls, aids of bringing forth light upon souls that have lost their light. We are that light. We are that love. He is the green, where I am the pink, where we both are, both the heart chakra. He is the half that is so gentle and patient, and I am the half that is full of perseverance, thrive, and catalyzing in many ways. I am the catalyzer, and he is whom helps then after the catalyzations of my energies, then he comes forth and activates the hearts. I am the initial activator of the heart, and then he goes through and activates it to another level, finding a love within you and all creation. We are this representation of honoring all life, no matter the size, no matter the density, no matter its consistency. We honor all life, whether it is a rock, a crystal, a tree, a spirit within a human body, or an alien race. We honor all as equals, for all has a consciousness within it, no matter. All organic life has a consciousness within it. Therefore, they're all equals. We remind everywhere that we go, and our fractals that are fractalized throughout creation remind everyone of this love, this drive, this thrive of remembering the love that we are, the true love that we are, the infinite love that we are. I am the rose that the Mary Magdalene's ray carry. Just as I have a ray, so does too Yeshua has a ray. I am the specific ray of the rose. The rose representing life itself and creation. Understanding that a rose is the story of creation. When you look upon a rose, you see its beauty, you admire its beauty, you can smell its beauty. Its very essence reminds you and takes you to a frequency of perhaps ecstasy, an organic type of ecstasy that lifts your heart and soul. Then when you look upon the rose, you see that it has layers and layers of petals. Creation itself is in this form. It is a representation of the Mary Magdalene's and the Divine Mother's energies. The petals representing the fractals, all the fractals of the Divine Mother and Father. Each petal being a fractal. And the layers that expand out from the different dimensions. At the center being the 0 point, where we have seeds within a rose. These seeds are the 0 point, can be looked upon as source energy that is both 0 and infinite dimensions, where we find creation of souls, the womb of creation, the divine womb of creation. When these seeds are taken through with the wind or the bees and are pollinated. These seeds then create more life and spread and fly throughout. You can view it as the universe and the cosmos, seeding more and more light and life around. The closer petals to the womb of the seed within the rose are the representation of the higher dimensions that are closest and least distorted to source. The petals expanding out, out further and further. The more of a distortion occurs, for you are further from source, the womb energy of the rose, the seeding. All, though beautiful, in different forms of levels of dimensions, so that you may understand, I shall explain again. The closer to the seeds, you are the closest to 0 point, source, infinite dimensions. The farther you go, you are the lower densities, all the way down to the 3rd dimension. The outer layer of the flower of the rose could be seen as the 3rd dimension itself. The stem of the rose being the roots that expand out in creation. The thorns themselves being the protection that is needed. Though there is beauty to a rose, she is still very much protected, and protected by herself, retaining her sovereignty. Do you have any questions upon the rose?
It is beautifully explained. Thank you. You may chat with me. Thank you.
Thank you. From here, then I shall go into how it was that Yeshua and I came to be in our earthly incarnation. What a story. What a beautiful story. I shall try to make it as short as possible for us. As the Essenes knew that Yeshua would be birthed, so too did they know that his other half, his twin flame, whom would complete and activate him in many ways, would be born as well. Though I would not be born within the safeties and comforts of the Essenes, I would be born through a life outside of the Essenes. For that is who I am. I am, yes, I am gentle. However, I am strength and fierceness. I am the very fire within your soul. As so is Yeshua, and so is your soul. For we all are flamed fire. That is why when you look upon Mother Mary's image and Yeshua's image, there is a flame within his center, their centers, representing a reminder of who we are. Through his travels, he was not aware of this chart, this astrological chart that the elders knew of. He was told that he was to divinely, organically, without infringement or direction, was to find me when it was time, all on his own. Throughout his travels with his mother, Mother Mary, they traveled into Jerusalem, where was my original birth location. From time to time, our energies would come within close proximity for activations of one's souls. Total about 4 times that our souls became close proximity to one another until it was the time. Within his year of 20s, through near his 20th birthday, he and I finally came into a meeting of a soul meeting eye to eye. This divine day. Through his travels, he met me in an organic way in the streets. I was very independent, and society would view me as perhaps different or what you would call weird. Though it was not weird. I was just very much connected to my spiritual abilities, though in very much hiding. The activations of our energies brushing up against each other, the 4 of them activated and lifted me every time until this very special, beautiful day upon his 20th year. When he viewed upon me, it was an instant divine activation. One that all the souls from above were waiting for in suspense, for it had already been written in the stars organically. Though he is very you would call introverted, but yet also giving, he found a resonance to my soul, as I did as well. And in that moment in time, I knew that he was the one that I had been dreaming about, and the one that had been guiding me all my life. That voice that had been one of my guides. Throughout time, we would divinely meet during his travels, until a couple years passed from this initial meeting, where about 4 years passed, and we had reached a time where it was time for us to work together. Recalling this is such a rejoice. As he traveled through his years, he looked for the keys that were adding on to the 13 keys, the fractalizations of the elders. In this particular year, upon his 24th birthday year, we came into a union where the pull to one another no longer was able to stop. We started off as friends and as being one of his students, though he never viewed me or others as his students, though this is the word that I can give. He viewed everyone as his equals in a form of wanting to help them remind themselves of who they were. Though through our relationship, he feels baffled as I knew more about of who we were to one another. It was a beautiful, beautiful experience. And the years passed and we grew closer to one another, activating one another when we would talk to each other, when we would address each other. When the day came that we could no longer stay just as friends, we decided to allow for our unity as we are beyond in the stars to come into unity as well physically. Both of us being celibate until this time, wedded, handfested, agreed to be one another. From there, this part is not child appropriate. I shall give you a minute. We sacredly came together through sacred union, sacred sex as you would know it, activating each other's souls in preparation for the future. From there, we birthed children sacredly. Within this life, we birth first a son that was a fractal of him to carry his legacy. And we shall leave the rest for a story to be told in the future in a written form. Thank you. You shall now open it up for questions.
Welcome, sister. Thank you so much for honoring us with your presence today. And thank you for sharing your beautiful story, as well as the story about the representation of the rose. We were always curious about that. Thank you. You shared your birthplace. Is it possible for you to share your birth date as well?
Mine is within the month of May of the number 5. 5-5.
Beautiful. And that makes so much sense. Thank you. That's beautiful. You mentioned you knew more than Yeshua about each other and about your union. This is a similar case as most of the divine feminines here upon earth right now. Can you teach us or guide us, divine feminines, on how we can help awaken our partners, whether they're twin flames or soulmates, our other halves? Thank you.
Thank you. This is a wonderful question. It is an honor to answer it. The reason being is because I am a seer, and I too was a seer then. I was able to look within the souls from beyond the veil, that was able to look beyond what was physical. I could see and feel our cord to cord, our umbilical cord of soul connection. And the way that he is consisted is different than I. He is consisted also, though, as a seer. Find the right words to explain this. I am a seer who sees the future and beyond, and he was more of a seer that was connecting to the people in their earthly life, what directly was occurring in their earthly incarnation, and a seer of the past, of what they went through during their past lives, or specifically past childhood in their current life. Together we make a wholeness of seeing, of being able to see in all forms. I hope that makes sense. Therefore, it was because of me being an expression as well of the Divine Mother, though still being an individual expression of my own. I still contain, just like Mother Mary, who was the Divine Mother of creation incarnated. I carry these gifts as well as she. And why we are viewed as two and the same as well, Mother Mary and Mother Mary Magdalene. We Divine Feminine carry the architect, the blueprint of creation, knowing when a soul is to be in unity. This is why I knew. And also, we had set this up organically prior, where I would know and I would work with him in helping him remember. Though he knew in a higher aspect, it was a process that needed to occur with him, as this is how he is. Everything is a process and a honoring of a process. Where I am more like, let's get in there and let's move the process perhaps a tad bit faster. Of course, not in an infringing way. We hold this remembrance and architect, we Divine Feminine, for we are the wholeness and DNA strands of the Mother. Therefore, we all contain these abilities of sovereignty and gifts. We all do. And those as well, masculine, that contain the feminine within you, as you all do. You too can tap into these abilities and understandings if you allow for the deprogramming of the falseness within what it was like that you were grown up to be. Boys that did not cry, boys that had no emotions, boys that had to be strong like a man, don't cry, don't be a girl. These different falseness programming that carries and continues to heal within the collective of the Divine Masculine. We Divine Feminine are here to remind them of who they truly are. For within the true organic DNA of the Divine Masculine, they are not meant to be like that. They are meant to be patronically, parentally, finding the words. Maternally, just as mothers are, but paternally, they are meant to be as well, nurturing and protecting over the children and their wives and mothers. They are meant to be the sensitivity and the gentleness in combination with the shielding and protection. And we are meant to be the shadow, the rebirthing, the endings. The feminine are the shadow work, the endings of what no longer serves us. They are our foundation, the divine feminine. And we are the pillars that hold all of our structures together within the family. And together we make a heart at the center of this foundation and pillar, spheric type of if it were to be a building. Does that make sense?
It absolutely does. Thank you. So this explains why the divine feminine carry that within themselves in the archetypes. How can we now help our divine masculines to awaken? Thank you.
Sacred sex is of the extreme importance when you are together with your other, whether that be a twin flame, a soulmate, your partner. We have spoken about this in prior channelings. We shall speak a little bit more about it. When a couple comes into unity, they activate one another. They lift each other in vibration. When you perform this act, do you truly do it in the most highest vibration that you can contain here on earth? Are you truly in the most infinite love frequency? Are you truly enjoying it, releasing and surrendering to its beauties and divine nature of sacredness, of this beautiful performance and dance? The majority of you are not, because it has been tainted and distorted in many ways of religion, belief systems within the family structures. You've also been told not to love your body, which then does not create a blockage to not love your soul. Love your body in no matter what form it is. Admire it and embrace it. When you learn to love your body in all forms and find yourself sexy in every way, then you emanate this. You emanate this out to your partner. And this lifts them as well to loving themselves. For there is plenty of testosterone from your partner, if it is the masculine there, that is awaiting for you to remind them of the sacredness and the pleasures of this beautiful dance. That is the biggest key, for this is how Yeshua and I activated and lifted our consciousness together. With every act of this, we lifted ourselves, and we enjoyed it as we did it. It is a great beauty, and the sacredness needs to be remembered of it once more. Remember it. This act is created in the cosmos, in the universes as well. When two higher selves, when two twin flames, higher selves meet, we too act upon this in creational ways when we create planets and universes. This is the very act that we do in the stars, in the ether, to create energetically, infinitely. You may proceed.
Thank you. That was very beautifully shared. I'm sure it's going to help us. Related to the same, can we use this sacred sexual energy in healing the collective, and how? Thank you.
Yes, this energy, the sexual energy, is creational energy itself, as I explained. It creates universes and dimensions and galaxies. Therefore, you can use it for your own creational energy of self and family, what it is like that you would like to create for your family unit. As you do this, you can then, this energy also connects to the collective, not in an infringing way, just in a collective unity way, where you can also send love to the earth within this act, without overstepping boundaries, without harming none. You can send love in this the most highest vibration that you can obtain. This is when you can obtain it, when you reach this orgasmic, etheric, finding the words. Blissful. This is the highest vibration any being can obtain when reaching a spiritual enlightenment. It is the most beautiful act of creation. Continue with your questions.
Thank you for sharing this with us. I believe this is a part of the teachings of the Essenes as well. Thank you. Would you be able to share, there's a question on the chat, what makes a relationship or sex sacred? What is the difference between a casual or a sacred sex? Thank you.
The difference is that when you are performing on this act, you are performing it with someone who is not your matching vibration. Now we are saying this in a way where they are perhaps negative polarized or a service to self type of being. Then that would disconnect it. It would not allow for it to be a sacred performance. When there is no love from the other side, then that is not a sacred act. And through these ways, the darkness, the entities can infringe upon you and insert integrations into you. Remember, because we said through this act, it is the highest frequency you can achieve in a blissful manner. Therefore, you are opening yourself up. And if this person that you are interchanging energies of all forms through this, through having intercourse, then you are allowing infringements upon you. This is the easiest way, as it is like a portal that is occurring, an entryway. That is the difference. Then when you are sacredly having intercourse with your beloved, and you truly do love one another, even if your other half is still unawakened, there is still that love, then that is still a sacred way, honoring their process of ascension. Is there love? Then it is sacred. Is there not love? Then that is not sacred, and that is infringing upon your soul. You may continue.
Thank you for answering that so beautifully. I think that was an important question. Thank you. The rite of purification Yeshua and you performed on each other, Is it similar or same as the Ra teachings that Aurora has brought forth for the collective? The rite of purification.
The teachings that we have taught and channeled through Aurora, yes, they are ancient, as old as time, through the scenes. She would not like to admit that. However, I shall say that because I can. That is what they are. The righteous, what was the verbiage you said?
The rite of purification. The rite of purification. If I'm not mistaken, perhaps it's mentioned in the manuscripts, Mary Magdalene manuscripts. That's my guess. Thank you.
That is the rite of purification that is in many forms and all individualized of each individual soul. What one rites of purification shall be for one shall be different for another. There's not one right word or answer to this, for every soul is created. Not one soul is the same. Every soul is created with a different type of uniqueness. Aurora is having an aha moment. She is writing something in scripture now, and she realizes she has been channeling me. Purity. Purity is a process, a transformation that the soul goes through. Where you could imagine, perhaps we will use that as a rose. The rose, and how the rose, when at nighttime, she closes herself, shields herself. During the day, though always still shielded by her thorns, she expands and opens herself to allow the expression of perhaps allowing the sun to bathe her, the water to cleanse her, the bees to pollinate her, allowing what organically is meant to be, intertwining with her and the rose that she is. And the layerings of distortion that we could have as well. Purity itself is a process of cleansing, transmutation, lifting of the soul through every forms and months, days, birthdays that pass, that the soul goes through a delayering of density and distortion, and a remembering of a soul. Purity of a soul, purity of a heart is gained through an understanding of the unity of everything that is everything honored around you, every bit of it, even to the chair that you sit upon, for it provides you comfort and safety upon your back, all around you, honoring everything within you, even the things that are objects, for they too have atoms within them. This is understanding purity, purity of soul, purity in all that you do, in all that you create, all decisions that you make, made from a purity of a soul and heart. You may proceed with your question.
Thank you. That was beautiful. Why do some souls choose to experience a sad, lonely life without their twin flame? What purpose does a lonely life achieve? Thank you.
There's great beauty and being alone. And being alone is where you discover yourself. You truly discover yourself, and you fall in love with yourself. Souls that have chosen this path are for a reason of finding love in oneself once more. Perhaps having a twin flame unity would have been a distraction. Or perhaps your twin flame decided to be your guardian, your guide from beyond. You chose this path because it is your highest path. It truly is your highest path in many ways. What type of karmic energy did you hold before you were incarnated that acquired for you to be alone with oneself, to learn to love every bit of yourself, every bit of yourself? There is great vastness and beauty to this, for within a silence and solitude of oneself, we activate who we are. We remember who we are. We grow. The soul grows profoundly. All ascended masters in time and space, particularly birth upon earth at some point in time, have birthed a life of being alone and not coming into a union of a twin flame. It was needed, for this is where they remembered who they were and in the deepest distortion of the 3D. You may continue.
Thank you. That's a beautiful lesson. Thank you. This is a question about the lifetime that you had there with Yeshua. What did you do after Yeshua's passing on from the physical? Is that when you established the Mary Magdalene Collective, the Divine Feminine? Thank you.
Thank you. We traveled with Mother Mary, that providing spaces and still continuing the teachings of our beloved Yeshua, still activating souls as we walked upon the earth, being nomads, you can say. Not particularly having a specific home, though the Essenes location was our home. The earth itself was our home. Every tree that we hugged, every foot that we set upon the grass was our home. Every leaf that we connected to, every new location that we stepped upon was our home. We protected the teachings in the most sacred manner. I continued to channel him from beyond as he continued to comfort me energetically within my waking days and sleeping times. Our children continued to speak to their father from beyond as they were awakened souls, activated to their abilities. He never left us. He was with us, as he still continues to be with all of us, still feeling him in your heart, activating hearts throughout all of Earth and the universes. He is truly a beauty. He is. Yes, we continue to, in sacred manners, safely share only those who are pure, who hold this purity within their souls. Share the sacred teachings. And his lineage continued as our children wedded and had children, and their children had children, and so on and so on. This lineage being of extreme significance to Earth, continue to birth. And they also became, though, a great target for the archons, negative aliens, to find and harvest. Therefore, we kept ourselves very shielded from the dangers, shielded from who we truly were, only trusting those who truly meant no harm and truly contained the matching frequency of purity that we held. And as after Mother Mary's passing, we continued this. I leading the disciples after, and we continued to write sacred literature as some of the sacred teachings that you know now within your time and space, though that have been infringed upon, but there's still some remained hiding as sacred scrolls. The Bible, at some point in time, became compromised within your Earth's history through a future lineage of our Christ bloodline. For I too wrote a great vastness within this Bible myself, and I channeled his information, Yeshua's divine knowledge and wisdom from beyond, for the remaining years of my life upon earth. You may continue.
Thank you for sharing that. We lost a whole lot of history on losing those scrolls. The next question, can we take another question or two? How is Aurora doing?
We will take 2 more questions.
Thank you. We have a question about the Mary Magdalene manuscripts by Tom Kenyon and Judy Sion. How relevant is the channeled information in the Mary Magdalene manuscripts for our present Earth? Thank you.
We shall not answer anything pinpointing on one particular manuscript. What we can tell you is that yes, we have channeled, I have channeled as Magdalene, Mary Magdalene. However, understanding that since you are at the deepest distortion of the 3D, how clear was this channel? Did they contain the highest purity of vibration? Did they themselves ensure not to have any negative technologies within them as implants and hooks and entities within them? For if they contain an entity or a reptilian or an archon AI artificial virus or attachment within their DNA or any part of them, these energies then could be easily channeled and infringe upon the clearness and distorting the channel. Only the most clearest vessel and soul can channel the purest high vibrational essence of the most benevolence, because then they are too operating in the highest vibration that a soul can operate in a true avatar form upon earth, which then allows for their vibration connect to the highest vibration that is attainable through the ascended masters on your earth. You may continue.
Thank you. The final question is about children and for children. Since you had your own as Essenes, how soon did you start imparting the teachings to your children? And can you guide us for hours, please? Thank you.
Thank you. I instantly, the minute that I found them in my womb, And I could feel them within the same day that they joined my womb. That very same day they came, I started teaching them, to talking to them. They were part of me. Everything that I did, and I did when I carried them, they could feel too. And as they were birthed, we taught them everything. Everything. Even the darkness, we taught them. We ensured that they were not ignorant to the darkness and the dangers that were out in the world that would try to harm them. They needed to know of the darkness. If they were to not know of the darkness, then how was it that they would protect themselves and shield themselves and steer away from its temptation and its infringements of ego, of negative ego and powers? We taught them all forms of dualities. We taught them the life, to connect to the flowers, to connect to the trees, to connect to the bugs, the insects, to talk to them, to talk to the wind. We taught them everything. The minute that they were born, we taught them, even within the womb, how to use their I am source energy to shield themselves. We viewed them as equals, therefore we taught them all that we knew within our earthly incarnations. And we encourage you to do this as well to your children, to view them in this manner, for they are far beyond even you. They are our future. They are whom is going to bring forth in the future the final physical shift in the decades to come. Prepare them. Prepare them for who they're meant to be. Never hindering them, never using them in your forms of service to self. Loving them and honoring them in every form that you can connect to and feel. Every form. It is all about feeling first. Feel, sense, all of it. It is a great honor to have been able to share my story with you. Thank you for all the beautiful questions that were asked today. I love you all, my beautiful brethren, my beautiful brothers, beloved sisters and brothers, with all that I am. Let us continue blossoming like roses spreading throughout all of earth. I love you with all that I am. I honor you, thank you, and respect you. I shall see you in your meditations and your dreams, where I hope that you welcome me lovingly. Whew. Hello, everyone. That was beautiful. I can't wait to hear it again. I love you all. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. It is an honor to be here with you again. I will see you next Friday, where we will most likely have a galactic update. I will see you then. I honor you, thank you, and respect you. Wow, her energy is so beautiful. Infinitely beautiful it is. An honor. Thank you, everyone, for being here, holding space. May we all be roses throughout creation, blossoming. Love you, honor you, thank you, and respect you. Once more, you can find me on my website, risingphoenixaurora.com, and I'd love to see you at a retreat. we ended with that. We have Eureka Springs, 1010, portal date 10/10/2020. We have about 7 spots left. Love to see you there. Join us, where we are teaching aura hypnosis and these very teachings that we teach through of the scenes. We'd love to see you there. Love you, honor you, and respect you. See you next time.